The disease that took the life of Senator John McCain is called glioblastoma. About 15,000 people die from the aggressive form of brain cancer every year. Most who are diagnosed have less than 2 years to survive. Dr. David Agus is a professor of medicine at the University of Southern California and also a CBS News medical contributor. He joins me now from LA to discuss the illness. Doc, thanks so much for joining us. Such an important issue. Can you just tell us, though, what makes glioblastoma so deadly when it's compared to other forms of brain cancer?
The issue is really twofold. One is that glioblastoma grows with little tentacles. So no matter how wide the surgery margin is, how much you take out, there are always tentacles left behind. So surgery never cures this disease. And then you've got what we call a blood-brain barrier. So it's very, very difficult to get any drugs to the brain. So a disease that will keep growing and the inability to get effective drugs there make this a very challenging disease to treat with, unfortunately, the same outcome in almost every patient is that the disease will win.
You say the disease will win. Do we have a sense of the causes of glioblastoma and even the other forms of brain cancer?
No, I mean, most glioblastoma just happens. It unfortunately is luck of the draw. There are some kinds of brain cancer where there's a genetic association. You inherit a gene that gives you high risk, but most of these cases just happen.
You know, I've spent some time really researching glioblastoma this year, and one thing I was surprised with, Dr. Agus, is there is money for research for this disease. It's not that it's lacking of money. Why do you think it is that doctors have really struggled to find a cure for this disease?
You know, when the Cancer Genome Atlas was done, that's our nation's biggest project to actually sequence the DNA, get the code of cancer. Glioblastoma was the first cancer we looked at. And we have a good understanding of how it happens in patients. The problem is we don't have great treatments. You know, cancer is one of the few diseases, and glioblastoma is certainly one of them, where every time we treat it, it gets more aggressive. So every treatment you get, the cancer doesn't weaken, it gets stronger. And we need to figure out better ways of doing it. And clearly, we have to have new approaches.
Is there any sign of progress in the research at this point?
You know, I think there is. There was a remarkable 60 Minutes piece done this past year of progress at Duke University where the polio virus was actually put into cells and it caused an immune response against the cancer. And so in those cases, there are a number of patients that are still doing well many years out with this disease. There have been several drugs that have come onto the market and FDA approved that lengthen their life and improve the quality of life with patients with glioblastoma, but we still have a long, long way to go, as evidenced by the people who have passed away with all the resources in the world to attack the cancers of Ted Kennedy, of John McCain, of Beau Biden, and still the disease wins.
Yeah, the one good thing I do have to say is at least it's raised sort of the profile of glioblastoma, and anyone who knows someone who's died of suffering from brain cancer. Dr. David Agus, I want to thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Rena.